Hello. So today I'm going to focus on what I've been doing lately, thinking and feeling, and the themes are really around rest, doing witchy things, but in your own way, and about self-soothe boxes. So something a little bit practical, and a little bit occupational therapy, a little bit DBT, dialectical behaviour therapy, and of course with a witchy twist. And because it's me, very sort of practical and non-polished and just sharing ideas as we go along. So tomorrow is the meeting that I have every month of my witchy group. And a couple of weeks ago I thought, oh, I'll maybe start planning it. And then I looked at it and realised that I'd pretty much planned it already. And sometimes I do that and it's almost like, oh, wow, I sort of impress myself, but also I exhaust myself. I was right, I'm going to do a fire horse meditation. We'll set up a fire horse themed altar. I'll look up some things on Instagram and find some altars, and we'll do a fire horse meditation and a fire horse tarot spread. And I suppose I just felt tired, and much as I've completely gone along with it, and I do go along with a lot of things that I see, and that people are tuned into, it's also important, I think, just as it is with a lot of other people at New Year, they'll talk about, I don't feel the New Year energy, I feel tired, and it's a a man-made date and all of that, which is all true. That said, I tend to get a burst of energy at a New Year, but then maybe I overdo it. Well, definitely overdo it. I operate on a boom and bust. I'm sure I've said that before, and so then I get tired. And there's just been like loads of other stuff going on. I haven't had leave for ages. And so I was just tired. So I looked at all of that and I thought, whoa, yeah, I don't feel that. I don't want to infect people with my energy and or lack of. And I thought, well, what am I always saying to people? I say, well, transformation can be quiet, it doesn't have to be loud. And so I just said, well, let's just do something simple. Let's just open the circle early and just connect with each other and just support. And perhaps we can do a group meditation where we tune into each other's energy and, tune into some fire horse energy if we're feeling it. And maybe ask for assistance from that outside energy and support each other. But just, very low key. I haven't done a fancy altar. I looked up and it's the worm moon coming up. So kind of about planting and things. And in the past, I've done quite a bit of planting of bulbs and things and seeds at different times. And this year I thought, well, okay, I could go to the shop and get some sunflower seeds and some compost and get some little pots and plant that. And then I've got some lovely paper that somebody gave me and we could write some intentions in it. So I thought we'd do that. And then I remembered I had some dead plants that need, despite my best efforts, have completely died. So that leaves me with some pots of soil. So I put those outside today and I took a moment to admire the garden, which is just a collection of what probably looks to other people like quite scruffy pots. They never get moved. Leave all the bits and pieces in between to help the insects. And the crocus are coming up and it's all just beautiful. So I put those pots out there to experience being outside, and then at some point, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend, or maybe later, I'll get some seeds and plant them in. And I just put there's some nice paper and my coloured pencils on the that I've had for years on the altar, ready for tomorrow, and just thought we'll just do a low key thing, and I said for the altar, rabbits, which I've got a ceramic rabbit, and something to do with the moon. And I remembered that somebody had given me a lovely intentions thing about the full moon a while ago, and so I thought, oh, I'll put that on the altar. And I picked it up, and what was underneath it but a packet of seeds for butterflies and bees. So I put that on as well. And I've got some paper pots. Oh yeah, I made a lot of paper mache pots last year, and this is one, so I can't keep everything, so I thought I'd put some soil in that, and that can be a little extra insulation for the seeds that I found and or sunflower seeds or what have you. So that's just a little kind of little synchronicity and just noticing how those things happen. So on to self-soothe boxes. So as an occupational therapist, as someone who worked on secure units, that's me knocking over the pencils, and it's something I focused on a lot, never really done it myself. And I just allowed myself to, I was thinking about somebody else. Yeah, I was burnt out and I was tired. And then somebody else I knew was having some struggles. And it made me think about writing crisis plans or making our own kind of well-being plans, as in what keeps me well, what are signs when I'm slipping, what can I do when I'm slipping, and what can I do in an emergency. So kind of just noticing things like if I stop going to the gym regularly, or I stop answering the phone, or these are the things I need to do well. I go swimming a couple of times a week, I do some gardening, I do meditate, whatever I do that keeps me on the straight and narrow. If I stop doing that, and then what to do to perhaps pick myself up, what to do for distraction, what to do for anxiety, what to do for despair, different activities. And I was thinking about, I could do that, and I could do really eclectic kind of thing, do it outside of work with a few people. And then I just allowed myself just to think, oh, and I also was aware, oh, I'm quite burnt out and I'm just doing something else. So this is the thing that I do. I get burnt out and tired, and then I actually get my best ideas then, but I'm often too tired to do them. I feel like a fish out of water, just like lying there flapping, or, with just no energy, but I kind of want to do things. And am I running into the new idea as a distraction? Or do I really think well under stress? And who knows? I don't know what the answer is. But anyway, I allowed myself to think whimsically about what would my self-soothe box look like. So first of all, they're always traditionally made in shoe boxes at my work. So I have my brand new pair of Skechers trainers. I don't know where I'm going to wear them for the first time. Maybe tonight, who knows? So I've got my empty shoe box, and we would traditionally, when I worked on the wards, we would decorate them with nice paper. So I bought a ream of quite kind of groovy paper, but I also went on eBay. I got paid the other day, and I went on eBay and looked up some kind of vintage paper, and there's one of them that's like a flamenco dancer. And I opened my boot, which has got all my stuff for work, and there's a laminated thing about the emotions wheel and emotions, and it's got a flamenco dancer on it. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. And it reminded me about a thing that I did where we had an emotions wheel, and then we had little stickers where people put where they were, and kind of reminded me about that. And if I remember, I'll get some more stickers and do that as well. However, so I got that, and I also got these, which are stars, because I was thinking about witchy and magician, and so I got that. And then, because I'm not at work and I can just do whatever I want, I thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to get like a really small, I don't drink much, but I just thought I'll get like a miniature bottle of champagne. And I thought, can I do this? It was like £13 or something. It was a ridiculous amount of money. But I thought, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I got 2 plastic glass champagne flutes. And I kind of thought, yeah, that's for me and the ancestors. And, oh yeah, last night I added some hot chocolate. And traditionally on the ward, we always had pampering things, and I found these in the bathroom. I hardly ever use them. But face masks, a foot pack, nose paw strips, which I do really enjoy. And the last weekend we had a friend to stay, and she said, oh, let's have a pamper day. And we went to Savers. I said, oh, I love going to Savers. She said, oh, me too. It's a cheap toiletries shop. I love just stocking up on there on a Friday or whatever. And she said, oh, I love that. So we went and got all our bits, and we sat there with our face masks, and we got our little things for our hair, and we did it all properly. And yeah, it was really nice. And so I thought I'd put those in there. And then I've also ordered, because self-soothe boxes, you're thinking about the senses, sight, sound, smell, touch, taste. You can have things like distractions in there as well, like Sudoku or word searches. You can have letters to yourself, messages, favourite photographs, perhaps, so that you open the lid and there's something on there, motivational quotes. Anyway, I was dreaming about my things, and I'm thinking about the champagne, and I'm thinking about a vintage black satin slip and some big hoop earrings, because I saw those in the supermarket. I haven't actually bought them yet. But big hoop earrings. I've ordered a vintage satin black slip off of eBay from 1970s Marks and Spencer's. I've ordered the CD albums of Hole, Pretty on the Inside, and Chapel Roan, Midwestern Princess, both completely uplifting in their own way. And I thought, because this box I thought is like, remember you're a witch, or remember your powers, or remember who you actually are, and kind of like a power bank. And I thought you could have like a slit in the top where you could like post things into it, you know, to top it up. Like if you saw like a hot chocolate sachet, you saw a nice face mask, whatever, you pop it in, or a pair of earrings, and you pop that in. But that when it's built, oh, and I also thought of a book that's like maybe a children's book. It could be something you liked as a child, or could be a children's book that you just like reading because they're kind of easy to read. So I thought Flower Babies by Anne Fine. So I've ordered that as well, off just secondhand off eBay, to put that in. And then I'm going to go to Neil's Yard, which is a lovely kind of, it sells nice smelling things, and maybe get some spritzer or something that I wouldn't normally buy myself. I'd only ever buy for someone else, and put that in there. I think that's about everything I thought of. Yeah, I've ordered some vintage paper, so that's kind of coming as well. Within mind of doing a workshop with maybe 5 people and me, and that we build our self-soothe box. And then today, I hope either today or another day, I plan to go and get some red string. So red string is very meaningful, it's kind of witchy and meaningful. So I thought to finish it all, get some red string and then wind it round. When you've kind of either finished making it or you've used it and then had a bad time, or a time where you need boosting, and you put it away, and you can wind it round 3 times and say thank you for helping me, or thank you for an advance for helping me in the future, and wind it round 3 times, tie it up, and then this is like your kind of power bank, is what I thought of. It's like your power bank for the future. Oh yeah, there's some other things buried under here. Some tissue paper, which I thought was nice. And traditionally, another thing they have is like crafty things. And I got these in the supermarket. They were like for half price. They were like 50p or something, or 75p. And butterflies, again, very meaningful. And that you could get stickers or collage and paints and pens and glue and stuff and decorate them. So it'd be kind of something to do with your hands. Anyway, self-soothe boxes. Oh, and what else did I do today? I ordered some planters to try and buy stuff secondhand where I can. That's plastic. It's not always possible. But I got some secondhand planters, and I ordered some compost to be delivered. I might get a small bag of the dry stuff locally, because you can carry it, and then you add water when you get home for doing small things in pots. But for outside, I tend to get it delivered because it's hard to lift otherwise. So, and that's thinking about my garden, topping up the plants that are there. And that when the sunflowers are ready, in my experience, they really need their own pot because they take so much nutrition. That's the only time I've ever really got them tall, is when they've had their own pot. So I did some things thinking about the worm moon and coming into spring, even whilst feeling fatigued. But I also let myself off the fact that, I just did it when I felt like it. And I just did little bits that I could do in the morning in my dressing gown, and didn't berate myself too much for the fact that, when it was Yule, I didn't plant bulbs ready for the spring, which I have done before. And I kind of thought there was enough, but some things haven't really come up, maybe because I've added stuff and they've got tired. But you can't do everything all the time. And it's kind of okay. Well, it's not kind of, it is okay to be tired. And I find it very, very hard to slow down. And like I said, when I'm stressed, I tend to get lots of extra ideas. And when I've got a lot of emotional stuff going on, I tend to overschedule myself. I get a rush of inspiration and think I'm okay, and then I get really tired. That said, I'm doing something tomorrow, and earlier this week I thought, I'm just going to cancel it. Just get in the habit of just cancelling things. But then I also remembered that doing stuff with others, and being social with people that you like and who like you is very nourishing. And even if you're tired, it can actually make you feel much better. So I thought, well, yeah, be aware of cancelling everything, because otherwise all I'll be left with is working and sleeping. And yeah, that can be not so good either. I haven't got any answers to any of this. I'm just thinking out loud, and because there's no control group for your own life or for a weekend, there's no control group that would say, okay, what would it be like if you cancelled everything tomorrow? What would it be like if you did everything tomorrow? Because I've got my coven meeting in the morning, and then I've got a crafting thing in the afternoon, which I missed the last one, so I'm kind of keen to do it. But then we've got another thing on Sunday, and it's like, oh, is that too? Would I be better doing less? But then I have done some less stuff this week. Cancelled something Wednesday evening, and in a little while I'm going to circuits, and that will give me some energy. And yeah, I guess we just keep noticing, keep tuning in. For me, going to bed early, sleeping well, eating nourishing food, all helps. And everything else is, it's kind of an experiment as we go along, I guess. Anyway, if you need one, this is your reminder to rest. And in spite of what anyone says about galloping energies or new energies, if you're not feeling it, that's okay. So with that in mind, just do a very small little energy tuning just to finish. So just take a moment to get comfortable. Listen to the sounds that you can hear outside of the room. Listen to any sounds that you can hear inside the room. If you want to, close your eyes. Become aware of how you're feeling. Do you have any sense of your energy? What it looks like? What colour? Where it's sitting? Are you all in your head or in your body? Do you feel your energy centre sitting slightly outside of yourself or right in the middle? Or is your energy encompassing you like an egg? Can we visualize ourselves sitting comfortably in the egg-shaped aura of our own energy? That may be a colour or colours or a feeling. Are we aware of the borders of our own energy? Do we feel a tingling at the tips of our fingers or our toes? Does our energy hum or sing? Can we feel a vibration or pulse of our own energy? And as we breathe, how does it feel to take a really good breath in and out? How does it feel to take a moment to nourish ourselves and to rest? And if we ask our body and soul, What do you need? Do you experience a message or a word? What came to me was food, water, and then love. I hope that you can find the support that you need and that you can take some time to look after yourselves. Listen to the sounds that you can hear inside your room. Take another breath. Listen to the sounds outside. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Have a little stretch. I don't know about you, but I feel a lot better. And take care and see you again soon. Bye.